Hi, I'm Dr. Luke Wells-Smith. I'm here with Ranvet today and I'm from Motion Equine Podiatry Consulting. We're just going to talk about our final piece of the puzzle in terms of hoof health. We're going to talk about hoof growth. Really, when we talk about hoof growth, we're talking about the two growth centers of the foot. So basically around the coronary band and then the dermis underneath the sole and the frog. So the first growth center that we're going to talk about is the coronary band, and obviously the coronary band produces the hoof wall and it produces the lamellar attachment, the attachment between the hoof wall and the pedal bone. So if you can imagine, the hoof wall is like tiny little hairs all stuck together and cornified and really hard. They're all growing out of this growth center, out of the coronary band. Now we've got our patient here that has two slightly different front feet. Our upright foot here and our flatter foot over here. And in this horse, we tend to get more heel growth. So this growth center at the back part of the foot is growing slightly faster than the growth center at the front part of the foot. Then if we go over to our other foot, you'll see that we've got slightly less growth from the heels and slightly more growth at the toe. So you can see different conformation feet will have different growth rates coming down from our coronary band. The second growth center to talk about, which we need to look at using our x-ray because we cannot see it externally, is what's called our solar corium and our frog corium. So basically what happens is our sole is growing from this soft tissue that's surrounding the bottom aspect of the pedal bone. And it grows down something similar to what our hoof wall does. It grows down in little sections all from this region, and its role, obviously the sole, is to protect the bottom part of the foot. The same thing's occurring in the back part of the foot with our frog. So our frog's basically living in this section here, and that's all growing down from our frog dermis that's living just below the level of our digital cushion. Then if we talk about other factors that affect hoof growth other than just the conformation of the foot, we can talk about nutrition. And I suppose when we're talking about nutrition, we can think about two scenarios. One with horses on poor quality feed and pasture, so that might be a bit of a concern in sort of drought-stricken parts of New South Wales and Queensland at the moment. But also we can have a problem when we've got high non-structural carbohydrates feed and pastures as well. So when we're coming into spring, if we've got a bit of rain around and the horse is on improved pastures, sometimes that overload of non-structural carbohydrates can cause us a bit of a problem. Then if we think about the horse's metabolism as affecting hoof growth, things like equine metabolic syndrome or insulin dysfunction and equine Cushing's disease can both affect hoof growth and obviously predispose the horse to laminitis. And then we've also got other things like when our horse is sick or has some sort of septic focus, might have pneumonia or diarrhea, they also can develop laminitis, which again is going to affect our hoof growth and the growth pattern that that horse has. Well, that's the conclusion of our short video on hoof growth, and that brings us sort of to the conclusion of the three factors associated with hoof health that I like to look at: structure, mass and hoof growth. Once again, thanks to Eve for being a great patient and standing still for our videos. Thank you.